So the vest and everything I wear on a daily basis because my attitude is if you're going to carry a gun, I'll back up, 380. If you're going to carry a gun, then you need to have less lethal. I'll give you a better look here. Yeah. So I carry 9mm. It's my main weapon. I carry a pepper spray. I have a taser that I wear in my cover because I don't usually walk around with all this stuff hanging out. And I have a set of handcuffs. I have a tack light, which is a great distractor at night. And I carry a spare mag for my 380, spare mag for my 9. I carry 2 defensive weapons, one on either side of my vest, and I wear a bulletproof vest. If you're going to wear a gun, you're not going to wear a vest. You're just a target, as far as I'm concerned. And I have people look at me all the time, especially when I go to the grocery store. Yeah, I'm 62, but I have some old men look at me, probably about my age, but I just look really good for my age. And they look at me with disdain. Oh, some guys just kind of laugh at me. What's wrong with you? Well, I don't know. If you're going to think about these situations, what was it? Last year, a Walmart employee walked in the door of a Walmart and he told the first person he saw, "You should go home." Walked in the back and killed a number of his fellow employees and himself. Okay? You don't know where you're going to be standing when something happens. If you're not ready to defend yourself at the drop of a hat, I'm sorry, you're just a target. You are just a statistic. I don't carry my AR with me all the time, but I can. Arizona is a constitutional carry state. And in a constitutional carry state, you can carry your firearm anywhere you want. There's no such thing as a concealed weapons permit because they didn't have concealed weapons permits at that point in time. This is my AR-15. I've got it set up for more of a long range, but looking through that sight, if you're in my sight, I'm going to get you. Okay? And the whole idea is that you need to be prepared. Call 911 and order food at the same time and see what you end up with. See what shows up first. Because I guarantee the food's going to show up first. And unfortunately, there's a lot of good cops out there. There's a lot of bad cops too. And the Supreme Court precedence that has been set and was set years ago is simply the police are under no obligation to serve. The police are there to deter by patrol, pursue, apprehend, and convict the perpetrators after the fact. They know that. That's why they have qualified immunity, and they cannot be called on the carpet for not doing their jobs. And their job is to, quote-unquote, protect and serve. But as things get more difficult, the police become more tyrannical. And as the police become more tyrannical, you have less and less service and more challenges from the police. It's a job, not a calling. And when your job gets old and tiring, but you've found yourself locked in with those golden handcuffs in a situation where you're at, you become just like these old battle axe teachers. Sit down and shut up and listen to what I have to say. Well, that's not a way to teach people, and it's not the way to learn. All right? So the point I'm making is, why? Why aren't you prepared? Why don't you carry a gun? Now, there are certain states in the United States and Washington, Oregon, California, Missouri, all of these different states, Washington, D.C., New York City, that have unwritten rules for their citizenry. And the unwritten rule is that, yes, you have a constitutional right, but we're not going to honor it. In fact, we're going to usurp it every chance we get. I saw a video the other day of a 21-year-old kid walking down the street, open carrying a sidearm, and he was mobbed by 4 police officers who were asking him questions that were completely unnecessary. How old are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? Where's your ID? None of the stuff that makes any difference. And, I have literally walked to my local store just like this. I actually have my other, my heavy duty battle set on that has my rifle plates and my soft armor and 3 AR mags across the front, 3 AR mags across the back, and 2 9mm mags as well for heavy situations. And it's a heavy set. But at the same time, I got pulled over by police, and the police said, "Hey, I know you." Oh, yeah, he's just exercising his constitutional Second Amendment right. Yeah. For now. For now in Arizona, that's the way it is. Now, we have a sheriff who is very left-leaning, and I'm hoping that he's going to be voted out. I'm going to try to vote him out. And then we also have a government that is very left-leaning as well. And so, until we can vote them out, why? Why aren't you protecting yourself? Why are you looking to the government, a government, which, by the way, is Latin. It's a Latin word. It means control of the mind. Why are you letting the government control the mind? Take over your sovereign right to protect yourself to the death, right? The only person who's going to be there on time is you. The only person who's going to be concerned about your safety is you. You are the one, the only one. There's no one else on this earth who has your DNA. There's no other person on this earth that has your fingerprints. Do you know why they turn people sideways when they take their pictures for mugshots in jail? No 2 people have the same sets of ears. You can literally be identified by your ears. Next time you take a look at Joe Biden, go back and look at a picture of him from 1986 or so and check out his ears and ask yourself, who is this guy? If you have a fear, if you have a concern about carrying a firearm, then you have the wrong government control of the mind in place. And you need to vote them out and get your constitutional rights under control. That's part of the reason why I moved to Arizona. I can't walk around like this all the time. I have. The police may not enjoy my presence. Other people walk around and wonder, what is wrong with this guy? There's nothing wrong with me. My question is, what's wrong with you? Saturday Night Live, in their younger years, used to have this little segment which was supposed to be tongue-in-cheek, but they would have this segment of "Show us your guns," and you'd have little old ladies putting 45 caliber handguns out the window, 1911 style handguns, people pulling shotguns out of their bags and things. It's hilarious. Except that's how it should be, not how it is. Carry your protection. Learn how to use it. Go to the range. Practice, practice, practice. Because no one's coming to save you. Sorry, you're on your own. Which is why at this point, and I've said this for years, I had videos that I'd put up, but YouTube took them down. And part of the reason why I moved to Arizona was because I knew my freedoms were sacrosanct here. Okay? Guns and ammo, as much as you think you might need to protect the year, minimum 1 year's worth of food, you should have someplace on your property or in your possession right now. Right now. Water, as much water as you can put away. You say, well, the water, that just comes out the tap, all right? Which is a whole other ball game, because why do we pay for water? We have a government control the that gets it for free. They poison it because chlorine is a poison. They put it into the pipes and they pump it to our house. They get it for free. And they send it to us through an infrastructure that is paid for by the citizenry. We own it. So why do we have to continue to pay for it? Oh, well, that has maintenance and there's all this, okay. Figure out what you're going to need for a year and send me a bill and I'll pay it. But to hold me at bay by my water supply, you might as well start selling me air. It's free. You get it, you pump it out of the ground, and you sell it to me like it's something that you own, not something that's provided by God and provided for our well-being. And just a thought, you can think about this. Please do. What does it mean when they turn off your water? Oh, well, you didn't pay the bill. Okay. What does it mean when they deprive you of something that you need to live? They're trying to kill you. You need water to live. If they really cared about you like the government, control the mind, is supposed to, it would be free. Just like they get it for free. Before they put it into the pipes and infrastructure that we own, the tax-paying citizenry, and send it to us so that we have the convenience of taking it out of our faucet. The whole bureaucracy, the whole organization of the government, control the mind. That holds this precious resource at bay so that we have to go and subjugate ourselves and supplicate ourselves to this government. Control the mind. It says if you don't, we will kill you. Well, I can go buy water and blah, blah, blah. Okay, what if you don't have the money for water? What if the water in the store runs out? What if they turn off the water supply? Power grid goes down, everything goes down. You're alive, but you're not thinking. You're seeing, but you're not hearing. You're not understanding the gravity of the situation that you're in. We are so cowed, so well taken care of by the government. Control the mind. That we forget. We're supposed to be a free citizenry. We are supposed to have them working for us. Not providing us something for free and charging it for us, that they get for free and charging it for us. And then at a threat of death, saying we have to pay for it. They didn't pay for it. They simply pumped it out of the ground. Where I'm at, it's considered an oasis in the desert because it's literally desert around me. It's going to be probably 95 degrees today. So if they have the resource and the infrastructure's in place, drive around your town sometime and see how much water pipe is actually being laid, how much is actually being done. The bureaucracy that lives off of us under those circumstances, the people who sit around in their trucks and do nothing. You drive by a municipal job and there's one guy with a shovel in a hole and 5 guys standing around waiting to take their turn. That wouldn't work in the private sector. And they work for us. So why does it work in the public sector? It's time to wake up and smell the coffee, people. if one quarter of the people in your town, wherever you are, go shopping for food tomorrow with the mindset that, this time around, I should probably stock up a little bit. There's some things going on that are making me kind of antsy. How long will the food in your town last? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's happened before. It will happen again. The only difference before was we didn't have the population that we have now. And now that we have this massive population, every person out here strives for the same resources I strive for every day: food, water, fuel, electricity, everything that I need to live, because we live in a hand-to-mouth society. Well, I'll just go to the store. Well, what if their store's closed? What if the 25% of the population went out today to buy food, then called their uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, and said, man, you better show up here. People are coming. The food's going to be gone. And then if the trucks show up the next day, that's when the food riots start. Because everybody realizes that they've been duped and they don't have enough on hand. I've passed this on to as many people as I can. And I've told them, you need to do these things, because if you don't come to my gate, don't come to my door. If you do what I have said, guns, ammo, food, water, generator, and, I only got to water, okay, a generator with the fuel for your vehicle. You cannot be on foot during the food riots or the gas riots. I'm sorry. You will not survive. Anyone walking down the street will literally just be a target. The roving bands of marauders will kill you and take whatever you have, including the gold out of your teeth. Silver, not gold. We have gold coming out our ears. Silver, because silver is going to be so important in this next paradigm when the Tesla technologies are put into place so we can get free energy. Yes, we'll have to buy the stuff that makes it so we can get the free energy, but the energy will be free. You'll have a static electricity collection device probably on your house. It will just suck it right out of the air. Either that or you'll have something implanted in the ground that will literally pull it off of a ground-based power grid. All the wires, everything that's been put out here. Nikola Tesla was driving a 1936 Packard with an electric engine and a battery that would last 200 years. A static electricity collection device on the back. Yeah. He knew. And then Prescott Bush, you know that last name. Their people were part of the government. Control the mind. Took his inventions, his ideas, his formulas, turned them over to Edison so they could put a meter on free. The wires, the conductors, everything that they've got. And the reason they did that is because not only do they now control the electricity, they control the infrastructure. Everything, the copper wires, the casings, everything. Because if you own the mechanizations of manufacturing of everything, including food and fuel, right? Every inch of wire, everything that's created to bring you the electricity, the people who own the system own that. And it's bought from them so that they can continue to control us through that. All of the things that they've tried to come up with, like solar, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. It's not a technology that is going to replace the Tesla free energy technologies that haven't been released yet. It's coming. It's coming. It's been hidden and it will be brought out so that it can be used by everyone. And the people who've done this to us throughout history will face their place in history because they are going to be removed. Go look at a flyover of Guantanamo Bay from 2014 until now, as close as you can get in both directions, 2014 to now. They have a new geriatric hospital. I wonder why they need that in Guantanamo Bay. They have a school for the school kids, for the soldiers. You have McDonald's. Okay? Yeah. Guantanamo Bay is going to find some serious use here very soon. And nothing can stop what is coming. I'll say 17. And that'll suffice. If I say the inverse of that, then the 17th letter of the alphabet, then this video is probably sure to get censored or removed from the internet. But protect yourself, defend yourself. Are you gutless? Are you spineless? Get up and find out for yourself what the hell's going on. Right? There's an army of people like me on the internet saying the same thing. Figure it out. Because if you don't, it's going to get it figured out for you. And it's probably going to be figured out under duress because you're not going to be prepared. All right? And I didn't finish what I was saying before. I told everyone that I know, including my own family, that they should be prepared. The preppers were just early. They weren't wrong. People have been in the trenches waiting for this to happen for the last 50 years. They were right. They were just early. Okay? And so now that the time is coming, like a freight train in front of us, when the dollar fails, like every paper fiat currency in the history of man. Oh, by the word fiat. Fiat currency. Fiat is Latin as well. It means let it be so. Or my favorite, because I said so. Another reason the dollar has any value is because you have a government control the mind that says we have to use this. Don't just use it. When it comes down to the very last loaf of bread, okay? And I say this to everyone. I ran into there's a guy who has a Rolls Royce. He had it parked out in front of his restaurant up in the hills. And so I went to pick someone up out in front of his restaurant. And I saw the Rolls Royce, and I thought it was a Bentley. I wasn't sure. So I walked up and looked at the nameplate. And the valet was like, "Oh, man, isn't that a nice ride?" I said, "Yeah, but I'll tell him the same thing. Can you trade it for food?" No. If there's no fuel and there's no food, you will not be able to trade a Rolex watch for a can of peas. It would take a very weak mind to trade you anything for their sustenance. There'll come a point in time in the very near future when ammunition will be worth more than gold. If you have a lot of ammunition, you might trade some for gold and trade it for silver first. Ruck up, buck up, suck up, and go. Because your chances are going to be slim. Very slim. Okay? I might not make it, but you know what? I'm looking forward to the fight. Be safe. Go with God. You're going to need him soon.